Development communication theories. Today we are going to learn about Daniel Lerner's theories. Who is this Daniel Lerner? Can anyone say?
No one will tell, ma'am.
No.
Hello, sir. Hello. Can anyone know this name, Daniel Lerner?
Yes, madam.
Please tell me. Chapandi, please. Hello. Hello, sir. Chapandi. Hello, Andy. Chapandi. మీరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి మ్యూట్లో ఉన్నారా మీరు? చెప్పండి సార్. సరే నేనే చెప్పనా? Daniel Lerner, mass media is a proponent of modernization. So who is this? Yeah. Daniel Lerner was an American scholar and writer who gave a modernization theory based on the use of mass media. His work is also considered to be influential in the discipline of media development and development communication. Student, do you got this point? Hello? Hello? Okay. Lerner focused his work on the role of mass media as a means of promotion of economic and social development in post-colonial countries. Post-colonial countries. What do you mean by post-colonial countries? Can anyone say? Hello? Nobody is answering my question. Hello? Hello, sir. Okay. This theory of modernization is decidedly West-centric and lays great stress on the superiority of American cultural, social, economic, and political systems. In his book, The Passing of Traditional Society, Modernizing the Middle East, Lerner tries to work out a theory of modernization and social transformation through the effect of mass media. He studied how propaganda aided by mass media can be used to generate and mobilize the public opinion and how it furthers the modernization process. He states that societies can make a shift from traditional to modern through the help of mass media. Students, do you get the point? Telugulo cheppala? Hello? Sir, nobody is answering.
Yes, madam.
Cheppandi, sir.
Students, I am Sunil Kumar Potana, Assistant Professor, Department of Journalism. Please respond to the madam. Madam repeatedly asking you, it's a conversion, interactive session. You also respond to the madam. Chandra Kumar, Karnati, Karthik, Manjula Reddy, Rafi, Shaikh, and other admin one, and Nikhil. Madam is alone asking, but no one responding. Saida. So it's an interaction session. You must be respond.
I'm actually having problem.
Whenever your ma'am Shashireka ma'am asking, you have to respond. Then only ma'am knows whether you are listening, otherwise any voice problem or anything else. Okay, on and off, you have to be respond. Okay,
Yes, sir.
continue.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, please continue. Shashireka madam, please continue.
Yes, sir. Students, do you know these colonial countries? Colonial.
Oh, ma'am.
Colonial countries means after Second World War, those countries who got independence from British government, they are called as colonial countries. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Sir,
example, India, we got in the same way.
yeah, India, Pakistan. We got independence from
Ma'am, Pakistan, Pakistan got independent. I mean, it has been divided from
Yes,
India.
but after that they formed two countries, no ma'am.
Yeah.
That is
Bangladesh and
yeah,
Pakistan.
Bangladesh also, and many more countries. So they are after colonization, they got independence, but they are very poor. They are very poor in economy, socially, technically also. So in order to develop those countries, this person, Daniel Lerner, proposed this theory. He wrote a book called The Passing of Traditional Society, Modernizing the Middle East. Actually, he was taking the example for Middle East countries. So let's continue. In his book, The Passing of Traditional Society, Modernizing the Middle East, Lerner tries to work out a theory of modernization and social transformation throughout the effect of mass media. He studied how propaganda aided by mass media can be used to generate and mobilize the public opinion and how it furthers the modernization process. He states that societies can make a shift from traditional to modern through the help of mass media. The logic underlying the transformation comprises the following arguments. No modern society functions efficiently without a developing system of mass media. Mass media open to large masses of mankind the infinite vicarious universe of mass ideas and experiences. Media exposure produces desire to live in the world lived brackets only vicariously. What do he mean? By seeing the developed countries, by seeing these underdeveloped countries by using this radio or journalism, print media, we can tell this audience of underdeveloped countries how the developed countries are great in achieving how does these people are in a position to dictate small countries and how they are self-achieved. These are all by seeing only this media only, they get inbuilt desire to live in the world like Western countries. Okay, a transition is underway towards modernization, and because what the West is, the Middle East seeks to become. So even this by seeing these Middle East countries also try to imitate those Western countries. Islam is absolutely defenseless against the rationalist and positivist spirit embodied in Western-style democratic institutions. According to Lerner, the process of modernization begins with the rural population of a country, starts to shift from rural areas to the urban areas, prompted by economic factors like better opportunities. We know that when compared to rural population, urban area is more developed. By always seeing this media, these rural people migrate to urban areas. This leads to increased rate of urbanization, and population that now exists in urban areas has basic needs that needs to be fulfilled. Then what happens means this urban areas will be developed slowly. This is a need for better education systems, market, allow free trade, and other institutions that are founded on modern and democratic lines. Because they are following democratic lines, there will be free trade. There will be free trade. So slowly, these education systems develop, and due to this free trade, markets also develop. Thus, urban area will also develop. Media consumption also grows exponentially in the urban population. We know that the growth of literacy and media consumption lead to higher economic participation and political participation. So slowly, this political leaders also participate. How? This changing trend in the personal decision-making process of population of a country is highly conducive to the new ideas and values that form the foundation of modernization. By seeing all this and following, and due to this increased education and participating in political areas, people get awareness. Mass media plays an important role in shifting popular opinion in the favor of these new ideas and values, and makes the modernization process seem more attractive. Mass media communicates images and ideas from the West and helps the post-colonial countries to replace their traditional ways of thinking with modern ways of thinking. So they're thinking of...
Good afternoon, ma'am. Sorry for the interruption. Ma'am, we
Okay.
want to know which unit is going on. And right now we are opening unit fifth
Yes.
unit, and the subtopic is
Daniel learners. Daniel
so
learners.
that 5.5 only we have to see, no? In that
Yes.
only explanation is going on.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry for the interruption, ma'am. Carry on, ma'am, please.
So, learner says that mass media helps to promote psychic mobility, which he defines as the ability and desire to project oneself into unfamiliar situations and places. What is this psychic mobilities? Psychologically, they are transforming from a traditional way to new way of life. Okay, do you get students? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. I got just now. I opened the paper. Thank you, ma'am.
In other words, it is an adaptive characteristics in man to respond to his environment with a sense of empathy, rationality, and constricted participant style. What is empathy? Do you know, student, what is this empathy means?
Empathy means the realization of someone's feeling, like keeping our leg into another shoes. Like we have to feel someone's place, then realize the things and situations. This is called empathy.
Yes, yes. Here, these underdeveloped countries, people sense of empathy means they are projecting themselves into the developed people. Thus, their thinking is also gradually changing. Okay. Traditional man is passive and imprisoned. He expects continuity in the nature and society and does not believe in the capacity of man to change or control either. We know that how the rural people mindset will be. They always will be in their own state. They never follow outside their communities. So by slowly showing this mass media messages, they slowly convert themselves from underdeveloped to developed people. Got it, students? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We got.
Modern man is in contrast, believes in both the responsibility and desirability of change and has confidence in the ability of man to control change so as to accomplish his purposes. Mass media helps foster a desire in its target audience to experience the same process of development and modernization that the West has undergone. Okay. Later, Lerner further says that any nation in the world can achieve modernization provided it is willing to emulate the Western pattern of development. So people themselves have to think about the how to develop themselves. Okay, this line of thought was different from the colonial perspective that viewed racial inferiority and genetic predisposition as reasons for backwardness and lack of development. So earlier they used to think themselves as underdevelopment due to racial inferiority complex. So that they think they used to think that they are inferior to these urban people. Now the thought process has changed and they are migrated to urban people. So now they are thinking as of urban people only. The condition to achieve modernization is to move away from traditional practices and beliefs that foster a subculture of peasantry as described by Everest Rogers. The Western way is seen as a shining light of development that the rest of the post-colonial world would greatly benefit from by following their footsteps. Now they are following the Western footsteps. How? Lerner's model of cultural and intellectual superiority is based on the process of cultural maturity that is divided into 3 phases. What are they? Traditional phase, transitional phase, and modern phase. Slowly, how they are migrating from underdeveloped to developed mindset. First, traditional phase. The traditional phase is characterized by the following and practice of traditional values and ideas that led to backwardness. Earlier, their thinking was backward. So the people, all the people in the rural areas, their mindset was backward. There is no social or cultural emphasis to improve or change the status quo as such of economic, technical, or cultural innovations and practices are not made into this phase. So these economic and technical and cultural innovation means, what is mean by innovation? Friends?
Innovation, something new techniques have to be introduced or some technologies have been introduced in the particular field. Innovation technique, innovated way.
Innovated thinking also.
Highly sophisticated, some situation will be in a manner that some technical things has introduced in that. Yeah. You can get some idea.
Yeah, right. They are slowly changing themselves by adopting these techniques. Okay. The economic setup is feudal and largely agricultural technology is obsolete, and the cultural values are traditional, as is evident through the position of women and levels of education. In rural society, male domination is more, and patriarchal, and they are always against women empowerment. And these people were under feudalistic power. So, and how is their agriculture in rural areas earlier? They only practice that earlier age-old practices they used to follow. No, they don't use new technology. They use only obsolete technology, means outdated technology. Okay. The overall developmental process is stagnant and progress is at standstill. How can they progress without changing themselves to new technology, right? Do you get, students? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, do you get this? So tell me, what is this traditional phase?
Ma'am, this all we are reading in Daniel Lerner's theory only, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
In
He's
this
saying, yeah, he's saying
Ma'am,
how to. Tell me.
traditional means some organic farming like that.
Yeah, not organic, age-old traditional. They use only ploughs, not tractors. That type of ploughing they are using. How can they develop themselves? They are not at all using new techniques. And they have come from colonial rule. Already they are undeveloped. Okay, no education. Right? Second one is the transitional phase. What is this? The transitional phase starts to see a shift in the values and ideas of society. Earlier, how was the society? Hello?
Hello?
The society is like a lack of knowledge, and they don't want to aware new things. Like they don't have that awareness. But nowadays we are all aware of all the things. We have the capability to think beyond. So these are the differences between nowadays and the previous ancient days.
I'm talking about the earlier days when we got independence. In 1947, 50s era, I'm talking about. At that time, the people who have no money, how can they buy tractors, and how can they, because they don't have any knowledge outside what is going on, because they don't follow any no media at all. So this learner says, first phase we have already learned. This is transitional phase. How they are changing, slowly how they are changing. He's saying, okay, the transitional phase starts to see a shift in the values and ideas of the society. More specifically, the change is seen in the younger generation as they have been exposed to the influence of mass media that communicates the Western ideas of socio-economic and cultural development to the previously traditional society. This, even though we can say this, no. What will you say, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Even now, younger generations follow new technology first, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. They are exposed due to this media exposure. They got the idea that Western ideas were supreme than they are following. So slowly their mindset is changing now. The older generation still clings to their traditional ideas and practices and are resistant to change. This is a transition phase. Here, first younger generation is changing, then later comes older generation. Okay, this transitional, because this is a transitional phase, they are changing one by one. Now last one is the modern phase. The modern phase is characterized by capitalism, technical advancement, and on socio-cultural front by women's empowerment and rise in modern education. Earlier education was not modern, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. The elites hold an important position in this phase. Elites means those who are empowered. The elites hold an important position in this phase. In this phase means modern phase, because they adopt new technology first. Through the help of mass media, the elites are models of aspiration for the masses and as examples of the result of embracing the modernization process and new and Western values. So by seeing this, those who have transferred to modernization techniques, older ones also following slowly. Learners' study of the Middle Eastern societies, particularly Balgard, Turkey forms the basis of this modernization theory. But like all theories, this too has its shortcomings. What are they? The theory is decidedly Western-centric. It is truly Western-centric, no?
Yes, ma'am.
And promotes a neo-colonial developmental model that does not eliminate the dependence on the traditional societies on their more developed Western counterparts. In a larger sense, the Western modernization process is equated with development and by default a superior way of living, diminishing the traditional societies and their unique cultural features. So it is not that easy to change themselves because it is totally changing to the new way of life. It is diminishing the traditional societies. This is also not good, no. Secondly, Lerner's theory only explains Turkey's process of development with any certainty and does not seem to apply to other Middle Eastern societies like Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, Jordan, and Iran. The generalization made by learners are based on too small group to be taken conclusively and accurately. Means here, when we consider the total population, here the learner took only small sample. Only these countries he took. No? So this is not perfect sample. Thirdly, strongest criticism comes from scholars of post-colonial societies. They state that the modernization process as proposed by Lerner presupposes the inferiority of the traditional societies and sees its elimination as an inevitable result of modernization process. Because it is eliminating traditional society, these countries, these underdeveloped countries, people are against this modernization process. So this modernization is not possible for those underdeveloped countries. These countries did not follow. Earlier, I told no, is Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, Jordan. Only Turkey, I think it is followed. They state that the modernization process, as proposed by Lerner, presupposes the inferiority of the traditional societies and sees its elimination as an inevitable result of the modernization process. It forces the Western ideas of modernization upon the traditional society. These people are thinking that this Westernization process, through Westernization process, these traditional people are thinking that they are seeing as inferior. So this regards the actual needs of societies and is often oppressive and violent. So they don't follow. They are thinking that this is a violent process. Scientific development and technology is seen as a beneficial despite other factors, and change is forced upon the traditional society through propaganda rather than coming about organically. They are thinking that the Western model of Western people are forced. Sorry. The Western people are forcibly, they are propagating their own agenda. So this modernization concept was put down. This was Daniel Lerner's modernization theory. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Okay.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Shall we leave now? Any questions? Do you want to ask? Next class, hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Next class, we will go for Rogers theory.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
When one situation